Test, 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 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello and welcome to the workshop. Thank you for stopping by. We appreciate you very, very much. If you are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, especially if you love sneakers, because we upload a lot of sneaker videos. Buckets behind the camera, the silence behind the violence, the man behind the music, if you will.
Okay.
Shoe up, shoe beat. Please define a lot for the people.
Almost every single day.
Almost every single day. So if you do love sneakers, you are in good hands. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. When I am not here, I am over on those other platforms. Same name across the board. Last thing I want to mention is uncivilizedstore.com. Again, Buckets, who is behind the camera, and myself, we have a clothing brand. Uncivilizedstore.com is where we sell said clothing. We'll put a link in the description. We'll put all links in the description for your convenience because, you know, men of the people and whatnot. Buckets, anything to add, or are we diving in?
Diving in.
Actually, I should preface this. This is a life test video. So this is an update. The good, the bad, the ugly, if there is any. You know, we always keep it a buck. So this is an official update on the Air Jordan 4 Bread Reimagined after 1 month of wearing every single day. Now, whenever we do these life test updates, we always got to talk about the value because, let's face it, whether we like it or not, sneakers have become a big money business. How much a sneaker resells for, it matters. We get so many questions on that, and it can tend to fluctuate. So it's worth mentioning, even though these haven't been out very long, a year from now, things might look different resale-wise, who knows? But right now, these are going for about $350, depending on the range. They retailed at $215, so about $150 over retail. You can still find grade school sizes for retail in some spots though, so just throwing that out there. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, if you saw the initial video we did on these and have kind of just been keeping up with the fact that I have been wearing them every single day, you've seen how many miles I have put into these. I was able to snag them a little bit early, and I've been wearing them every single day since. I laced them up right away. And I do have to say, as I've worn them, they have gotten, I'll say, much more comfortable. There were a lot of questions about these compared to the SB Pine Green 4s, the new shape, how it affects comfort, etc., etc. I gotta say, unequivocally, these are not as comfortable as the Pine Greens for me. They just aren't. The first few days, the plastic caging for the laces was kind of digging in at the bottom of my foot here. I know some people complain about the pinky toe on Jordan 4s. For me, I do notice that, but it's always been more of that lower lace cage that digs into my foot. With the Pine Greens, the plastic was even softer, so it just didn't dig in the same way. Again, that said, these did loosen up as far as fit and comfort goes. I would say it's a pretty comfortable Jordan Retro. It's certainly not uncomfortable, which is how I would describe most Jordan 4s. Bucket, you remember those white cement Jordan 4s? What was that, like 2012, I want to say?
Yeah.
Those were like bricks. Those were torturous to wear. Very, very uncomfortable. So these are a long way from those. They're not uncomfortable, but again, they're not going to blow your mind. Don't expect to put these on and be like, wow, this is the most comfortable sneaker I've ever worn. These are not that. So I do like the new and slightly revised shape that Jordan Brand is using. I think they look better, and I think they feel better. Now, looks wise, these have been great, partly because of this bread or black cement colorway. It's an all black sneaker. There's only a little bit of gray that of course will show a little bit more wear, but generally speaking, these hold wear very, very well. And the leather they used helps too, because it kind of breaks in nicely, but also, and maybe more importantly, very uniformly, I noticed, and it just has a cool look to it. Now, I have not paintballed in these or played extreme sports or anything like that, but I have fully lived life in them for a month, every single day. And I gotta say, looks wise, they have held up beautifully. You know, just to give you a little peek at some of the other pairs, whether it be those pine greens I just mentioned, this sneaker, that sneaker, the more I like a sneaker, the more I wear them. And I will say they don't all hold up nearly this well as you rock them. So A1 in that department, no question, no complaints at all. And I guess just to piggyback on that from more of a function perspective, as opposed to the aesthetic or how it looks, we'll call it buckets, we'll call it architectural integrity.
Okay.
After a month, you would not expect a pair of sneakers to be falling apart or stitching coming undone or peeling, but believe it or not, that is something that we've seen. You do not have to worry about that with these. It's a well-made sneaker, good materials, the black and red colorway. You are absolutely good to go in that department as well. I gotta also say it does help that it's pretty much an all leather sneaker. As you can see, there's no suedes, there's no delicate materials. You don't have to tiptoe around anything. There's no problem areas in that regard. And that's pretty much the long and short of it. You know, when we do these videos, of course, the objective is to give you an update, give you our, or in my case, my thoughts on them, because I'm the guy wearing these, but also to let you see the sneaker, see what they look like after they've been worn for a certain amount of time. Buckets, let's do some quick math on these. So 30 days, say 8 hours a day, even though a lot of days it was probably more than that.
I would say it was probably less than that some days though.
Yeah, so we'll say 8 is the common ground.
Okay.
So
8 times 30, it's 240 hours.
240. Yep. 8 times 3, 24. Boom, add the 0, 240.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of hours. You know, somebody might have a pair of sneakers. I mean, we've been guilty of this too, right? Look at all the sneaker boxes. You wear them one time, you put them back in the box. I've had sneakers for years that I have not worn that much. So this allows you to get a look at this sneaker that I know a lot of people love. I love them. And after that many hours, this is what you can expect them to look like. And again, I was not cleaning them or wiping them off or, you know, just being extra careful with them at all. I was just living my life completely normally. Buckets. Is that a good breakdown?
I mean, yeah, that's like good mathematics, I suppose.
Okay, I'm a mathematician. I'm gonna say scale of 1 to 10 for the life test. You know, these are a 10 out of 10 for me. 10 out of 10. If you watch that initial review, you will see that. I'm not trying to backtrack on that, but this is a different scale. This is the life test. I'm gonna give them an 8.5 out of 10. I'm deducting that 1.5 pointage because I do think they could be more comfortable. The pine greens are more comfortable for me. I know everyone probably won't agree, but for me, that's how I'm feeling. Is the mathing on that?
Yeah, 10 minus 1.5 is
8.5.
8.5. Yeah, that's
Do you
correct.
feel like that's a good angle to take?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I haven't worn them,
And you keep your mitts off them.
so you know this isn't my life test.
Okay, it's my life test. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Leave a comment below. Let us know, how do you feel about these? Have you worn your pair? Are you looking to grab a pair? What is a pair that you've put a ton of miles into? And how many sneakers do you have? I feel like it's pretty hard to put 240 hours into a sneaker. You know, unless you're just wearing them and wearing them and wearing them. But I know a lot of you tuning in are like me, where we have a little bit of a, I won't call it a sneaker addiction, but there's a lot of sneakers. You can't wear them all that much. You can't wear them all every day. That's just the way it goes, unfortunately. Buckets, anything to add from you?
No, I mean this isn't really something that I'm gonna chime in on. I got nothing to say.
Life advice, you want to like tell me, you know, maybe give me a little pep talk.
Definitely don't want to give you a pep talk.
Okay, all right. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you very, very much. We will be back tomorrow, mañana, same time, same place, right here at the workshop with a brand new sneaker for your head top. I got nothing else. Buckets has nothing else. That means we're out of here.